The Constitution's Fourth Amendment enshrines a reasonable expectation of privacy. Yet today, that freedom is violated by secret cameras and hidden devices to record women and girls with impunity. Behind me is a screenshot from one of the videos I found of myself. The yellow circle, this naked silhouette, is my naked body.
Is it her naked body?
Yeah, I can't tell what that is at all. You know what that feels like to me, Anna? The plane that hit the Pentagon. Like when they first put it out, they're like, oh, here's the video of the plane hitting the Pentagon. I'm like, where the hell's the plane? I watched that thing 30 times, couldn't see the plane. So I couldn't see the silhouette, but that's a good thing. Why are you putting out naked pictures of yourself?
Yeah, and look, I'm of two minds on what's going on here and what she's drawing attention to, because yeah, I find it to be a massive problem if anyone is being secretly taped when they're engaged in any type of intimacy or when they're in a vulnerable state. Like, that's wrong, and there should be protections against that happening. At the same time, she's been wilding lately. Like, what's going on, right? Like, she's been engaging in like all these weird stunts, going out there talking about the men she slept with and how they've wronged her, and she's like been turning certain, political hearings and things into like a personal grievance fest. I don't know what's happening with her. Like, I feel like something's happened to her that's like making her lash out.
I don't know about that. I think this is when attention seeking goes wrong. Like, she is trying so hard to get everybody's attention.
But it's backfiring. Like, the only reason why I know about this, by the way, is because Republican voters on social media are totally chiding her, dogpiling. Like, this isn't helping her politically.
Yeah, but it depends. So let's be honest. So when she was going after,
McBride,
McBride
which was disgusting.
on which bathrooms to go in because McBride is transgender.
Yeah.
Then the right wing was on her side.
They were,
and that was disgusting. But when she is saying that men did her wrong, right, and harmed her and rape and sexual allegations, all of a sudden the right wing's like, I don't know if I believe that.
Well, no, what they don't like is the fact that by talking about the way in which she was allegedly victimized, she's also drawing attention to the fact that she, as an unmarried woman, is having sex with all of these other men.
Oh, they don't like that.
And they take issue with that.
Okay, so that
because you're only supposed to have sex to reproduce, and only in the context of marriage.
So I would view all of that as illegitimate criticism of Nancy Mace. But there is very legitimate criticism of Nancy Mace.
Definitely.
Which is, why are you putting out naked pictures of yourself if you feel so aggrieved?
Yes, exactly.
That makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Okay, so let me give you some more details about what's going on here. So this bizarre hearing was held by the House Cybersecurity, Information Technology, and Government Innovation Subcommittee, a nice concise name for a subcommittee. And she's the chair of said subcommittee. So it was titled Breach of Trust Surveillance in Private Spaces, which is a serious issue. So you have my attention. Her testimony was a follow-up to a speech that she apparently delivered back in February, in which, in that speech, she accused her ex-fiance, Patrick Bryant, and 3 other men of rape, sex trafficking, and recording sex acts with her and others without consent. So those are some serious allegations. You should pursue like criminal charges against them for doing this, allegedly. Now, outside her congressional office, Mace displays a poster with each of their photos, names, and cities of residence sandwiched between the words predators and stay away from. And look, I wanna just mention one other thing. Nancy Mace has been the victim of rape in the past. And that was what led to her coming out against the so-called pro-life people who want to ban abortions nationally, because she's not on board with that. She thinks that there should be exceptions made, especially in the case of rape, because she herself was a victim of rape. Now, yesterday she teased her testimony on X, writing, "Yes, I'm going there. Today I will show my naked body On one of the videos, predator and rapist Patrick Bryant took of me and many other women. So one of the other criticisms that she's getting is that she seems to be dealing with personal issues publicly. And if you've been victimized in this way, go to the authorities, try to get justice in a way that's actually effective. And here's some more of her accusations against Bryant.
I speak not just as a lawmaker, but as a survivor. Starting on November 5th, 2023, I discovered my former fiance, Patrick Bryant, had filmed women without their knowledge, without their permission, and without their consent. He filmed rape too. He appeared to catalog his tapes and footage and images and photos in the way that he saved the files. And he stored these images, photos, and videos for years. This naked silhouette is my naked body. I didn't know that I had been filmed. I didn't give my consent. I didn't give my permission. And this particular video that Patrick Bryant recorded of me on his secret camera, he saved for over 3 years without my knowledge.
Now, he denies these allegations. He calls them outrageous. In a statement to Politico on Tuesday, Bryant called the accusations Mace made during the hearing false and outrageous. And I want to be clear about something else. Obviously, her going public with these allegations does nothing in regard to adjudicating whether or not Bryant actually did the things that he's being accused of. And that's the thing that's frustrating about this, because I don't know, you don't know, we don't have we're not equipped with what's necessary to adjudicate a case like that.
Yeah, so there's a reason why she's doing it in the House, because you can't be sued for defamation for things you say on the floor of the House.
Exactly.
So
good point.
Yeah, and she's put out some comments, obviously publicly on X, but the heaviest of the charges she's leveling in the House, and the Patrick Bryant and the others are saying, then say it outside. Say it outside. Cash me outside, basically, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you say it outside, then they'll sue. And what they're saying is, then we'll finally get to adjudicate it. You're hanging this over our heads. We don't get to disprove it. So so there's no criminal case, there's no civil case, and you won't allow one. You're just smearing us. Now, she might be totally right, but how the hell would we know? If you're right and you think it was a real criminal violation, then press charges, right? So doing this on the floor of the House just doesn't make any sense. It seems like you want to hit them without being held accountable and without having to present other evidence, right? And then finally, if you're outraged that they made tapes of you naked, how does it help to show the whole nation? Like, I can't believe you made it public. Now I'll make it 10,000 times more public. Is not a logical thing to do. So I don't know if she's just trying to get attention in a big way, or if she's kind of a little bit unhinged at this point. And look, to be fair to her, maybe she suffered some trauma from all of that, etc. But this is not the right way to handle things at all. Not close.
In fact, one of the other men that she's accused of rape has also sued her for defamation. Theoretically, the purpose of showing these images and telling these stories in a House hearing was to bolster her push for stricter sexual misconduct laws. Now, Mace has introduced the Sue Voyeurs Act and the Stop Voyeurs Act, which she says will create a civil right of action for victims and expand the narrow federal prohibition on video voyeurism. And look, at least she's proposing something, and this isn't just personal, but is she gonna fight for this bill? Does the bill make sense, more importantly? Because look, the allegations she's making are serious, and if they are true, there should be consequences for them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
So we'll see if anything else develops from this, but it would be pretty sick if she's using her position of power to defame an ex in a setting where she could do so with impunity.
Yeah, and that's why we go to court and we don't try to try these cases in the court of public opinion, because it's super unfair to both sides. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets its wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.